Welcome to the Hearts of Iron 4 YouTube channel. My name is Midgeman and we're here at Chocka Castle in Poland for the first ever Hearts of Iron 4 Grandest LAN. Let's take a look inside, shall we?
Oh, and by the way, we brought some friends with us.
Where are the others?
How does Navy Warren?
You might be wondering, what is the Grandest LAN? The Grandest LAN is a 3-day gaming party where this year participants become aspiring cadets in a Grand War Academy, duking it out in Hoi 4 scenarios with neat twists and tricks to spice it up. The event starts with a briefing from the Academy Commandant, instructing our cadets on the rules of war and what to expect from this unique experience. Around them will be all of their potential allies and enemies. The teaching staff, who are totally not just talented actors, will lead them through this journey, explaining the scenarios they'll be facing for the coming days.
And we'll recreate the scenario of World War I.
Each of our cadets shall then be placed into teams of mixed skill levels so that no one is left out. Then, once they have their teams, they will be assigned a country to command in their first explosive and unique Hoi 4 scenario. Throughout this video, it is these cadets and their trials and tribulations that we will follow and explore, learning and experiencing the LAN alongside them as we go. Through this journey, our cadets will hope to make alliances, consider strategies, and hopefully dominate the battlefield alongside their allies, all the while watching their enemies commiserate at their inevitable defeat. Now, why don't we have a look at how the first day of the event went for all of the cadets of the first ever Hearts of Iron 4 Grandest LAN.
Hello everyone, we're here live from a castle. How are you doing, chat? So the first session we're doing is a World War I mod. We have the Entente versus the Central Powers.
They've created a nice, fair strategy to warm up with, to bring us into the Hearts of Iron 4 world, focusing mainly on just the ability to play, have fun, and a little bit of role play.
This war simulation shall start shortly.
That's right, the war to end all wars had just begun. Over the next few hours, all of these brave cadets would be fighting tooth and nail for the victory that was so highly sought after. Midway into the war, the first experience of the event began, getting to travel in a genuine Steyr 1500A. These breaks in the chaos were a well-received respite for all of the cadets, allowing them to have a moment to breathe before being thrust into the fires of war again. Anyway, back to the war. As the tensions were rising, the Commandant and the superiors began to patrol the halls, ensuring there was no signs of foul play and seeing if there were any stars on the rise. With the war to end all wars slowly drawing to a nail-biting close, the Entente came to a less than decisive victory, with both sides eventually boiling down to more of a stalemate. It seems history is doomed to repeat itself.
So I'd like to ask all of you to come to the auditorium exactly at point 0 at midnight for some ceremony and then for etiquette lessons as well as a burlesque dance performance.
Both sides have managed incredible feats throughout the first scenario, and these feats would not go unrewarded.
You did great today. At least some of you did very great, winning this great war. Others have had great lessons today, and we had an opportunity to meet you, to learn about you, and to seek out some of you that in some way or another earned a badge today. There are badges for different things. We will hand it out by the different generals who have seen you in action.
With the night finally drawing to its close, rewards and medals were given out to the best performers or to those who were fighting against the odds.
Leading people your way. Thank you, Marcus. It's like a good example of leadership. You may sit.
By great micromanagement and doing the best you could in your daily situation. I can't say much, but this is for classified action.
Now, etiquette. A life of a soldier, or a general, or a head of the state is not only duty, it's also leisure. And today we'll partake in some jolly leisure.
Now the final reward for the cadets would be something slightly more risque. We can't show you that on YouTube.
Hello, hello, hello. This is day 2 of the Grandest LAN Hearts of Iron 4, and we've just been handed the rules.
The entire theme is the enigma, right? So we have several different factions, and there is a faction leader. The faction leader knows exactly what the objective is that their team needs to complete, but the rest of the team doesn't. So they're just sort of following blindly. They are not allowed to text each other. No phones are allowed at all. They can't just get up and go and talk to their friends. But what they can do is use the public chat, and they can also use dead drops. So for example, let's say I wanted to tell Feedback that he needed to build more planes. Then I could scroll that on a note and leave it somewhere for him to find, and then hopefully sneak him a message to go and find it. But someone else could find that message.
Secrets and spy work were the main thrill of day 2. Dead drops and detective work ran rampant throughout the castle, as all of the cadets tried to get the upper hand on their opponents in this intense and unique game of Hoi. But how do you defend yourself against these elusive spies? With a crash course in hand-to-hand combat, that's how. The cadets had the opportunity to learn the ins and outs of disarming techniques to ensure their safety in this cloak and dagger scenario.
Correct? So
We were lucky enough to have Laith and Dankus join us for the training session, and they were trained by the best, so I have no doubt they'll be lethal by the end. What are they doing? No, not like that. Put your back into it. You're trying to kill the man, not rub his stomach. I've seen more energy at the Paradox Afterworks on a Friday. wish we got one of the other social streamers here. I bet Leonard would be doing better than this, Dankus.
This felt better than last time.
Well, it seems my dreams of Paradox Influencer Boxing is dead in the water right here. Well, at least they tried. Let's get back to the game. The game was truly underway by this point. The secrets were being traded and alliances being formed to achieve their secret goals. All of the cadets were working overtime to ensure that they were able to survive. All was going well until a gas attack! Luckily, the cadets were trained how to survive against these attacks. Much like the hand-to-hand combat, they had skilled tutors who were able to prepare them for this scenario. Equipped with their trusty gas masks, they were taught how to don them with speed and guile, and then how to navigate through intense conditions safely. Phew, that's a relief. As the end of the day began to rear its head, the cadets who were now strong leaders of their countries had the opportunity to talk to the masses, to boast their numerous victories, or potentially call for aid from their allies.
Historic moment in the annals of our nations. As a member of the government of the currently forming Imperial Federation of the United Kingdom and its Commonwealth, it is my profound honor to announce the creation of a union destined to forge a path of unparalleled peace, prosperity, and the unwavering defense of democratic values. Thank you, and rule Britannia.
But alas, this was also the end of day 2. The cadets had once again outdone themselves, and so began the preparations for their last day.
Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'm joined here by Feedback. We are here for the 3rd day of playing some Hearts of Iron. I believe that the idea for today's sessions are just playing Hearts of Iron. It's going to be a big, more or less historical game from what I understand.
Yep, standard rules. Of course, no shenanigans, no exploits. Get to 1939, and then they could play ahistorical, but it's all historical leading up to 1939. So this is going to play out more or less like a normal Hearts of Iron 4 game. Probably after 1939, maybe a little sprinkling of chaos.
You heard right. Today's game will be starting in 1939, an underutilized but not forgotten start date for all HOI players. It's no surprise that the cadets here were more than ready to jump straight in and start tearing up the battlefield. Tactics and discussions were spreading throughout the castle like wildfire. Nations began to form alliances once more, and deals were struck to ensure survival. Some players seemed way more excited than others, though. But what would be the best way to ready the cadets for this full-blown chaos of World War II? Well, the Commandant and his crazed commanders have devised an assault course to run the cadets through. That's how.
Loud noises or some things we have here.
Which would be finished with the live firing of a replica MG42.
You already done your job. Happy? Okay,
now you may be asking yourself, is that a grenade? Well, dear viewers, yes it is. And you're about to see that it is definitely real. The assault course was a very intense affair. They had to quickly run over to the barbed wire and cut through it before ending up at the MG42. The cadets had very different methods for completing these challenges. Some went hard, some were professional. Some got scared, and some just had fun. I just hope no one incompetent decides to have a go at it.
Hi, I'm Latham. I'm about to run an assault course. That's a grenade. That's an actual... Someone else?
Throwing the grenade to this box. Inside the box? Inside the box. So better is going underhand. Then you're going here, you're cutting all the wires.
Cutting them?
Yes.
Okay.
You're cutting all the wires, going to this direction, you're taking the gun and you're shooting. Shot first, there was the guy with you telling you when to stop.
Okay.
Good?
That's it. Nice. My loved ones. It's gonna be great. So yeah, I'm excited. I excel at cutting wire, actually. It's how I got into this place, how I regularly get into the Paradox HQ. I came last in assembling a gun, so I can't imagine the shooting. It's gonna go well. Yeah. I mean, it'll be good. The grenade stuff. I've got the grenade. Oh, Jesus! No, I don't!
So, is Lath ready for combat? Let's find out.
They're waiting for you!
I'm trying to get there!
Hold it down! Don't hold the trigger! Shot first! Shot first! Fire!
Many men have gone, lay me down.
Okay.
I don't need tears left to cry.
World War II has started. Fight for domination or for survival. May the best win.
As the evening began to slowly draw in, the tension that had been building all day finally reached a crescendo. With the conflict at its peak, long-built rivalries boiled over, meaning long-standing treaties were torn up. The cadets were concentrating on their conflicts harder and harder as the hours flew by. Some found themselves stuck between a rock and a hard place, whereas others found themselves prospering in the fires of war. But as night crept in, the gaps between the prosperous and the struggling grew more and more. Obvious winners began to show themselves until World War II reached its natural end. Without one set winner, it makes you wonder, what was this all for?
Okay, did you touch the Patroclus?
Regardless of the winners and the losers of the day, the ending ceremony for the Hawaii Grandest Land 2023 was a triumphant affair for all involved. The cadets had proven themselves to be worthy of this officer academy, and the commandant could not be prouder.
Died and many nuclear weapons attending the School of War.
Medals were awarded to the particularly outstanding cadets who accept them with honor and dignity, and even called out their allies to congratulate them for the friendship and assistance.
Resources and industry. So this is an actual memorial medal from Winter War. So
For sacrificing economy to gain intelligence.
That managed to throw a grenade inside the small box.
But unfortunately, with the ceremony, the first ever Hoi Grandest Land drew to an end. The rooms that once held raucous Hoi gameplay now sat quiet, but the memories would echo through these halls for years to come, or at least until the next one. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to the Hearts of Iron YouTube channel and to check out the creators who joined us for the Grandest Land. Also, thank you to TurboLarp for creating such a wonderful event and allowing us to film there. This event was amazing and we hope to see you there in future ourselves. Wait, why do I feel like we're forgetting something?
Hello? Hello? Dankers?